It is 6:14 p.m. in Orlando, Christmas Eve, when the wheels go down. The pilot pulls the plane into a private hangar, hoping to avoid another public spectacle. As David disembarks, Sean is a few steps behind, tired after the 9-hour flight and still complaining that he feels sick.
Do you think it was the stress?
Of course.
Yeah.
How could it not affect anyone, what he'd gone through? You know, he had a headache and he was tired.
All David can think about is tucking his little boy safely into bed. This would be the first night father and son had spent together since June 15th, 2004.
Christmas Eve was your first night alone together here in Orlando. What did you guys do?
We went into the room, obviously, ran a bath for him, and we ordered room service. What do you think he ordered?
Hamburger?
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets, okay.
Chicken tenders, which he loved when he was here before. And then we sat and watched cartoons, and then he got tired, and he pulled out his big stuffed dog toy that he's got and went to bed. You know, and I told him several times that I love him.
One day after Christmas, David sat down with me for his first interview since being reunited with his son.
Welcome home, Dad.
Welcome home, son.
Home, for the moment, was a hotel room at Universal Studios theme park. There, far away from the TV crews already parked outside his house in New Jersey, NBC helped David and Sean reunite with family. As Dateline captured images of their first days together, our cameras kept their distance, especially from Sean, who'd had his fill of the media in Brazil.
It's the day after Christmas, December 26th, and you now had Sean for 2 nights.
There's no words to describe how joyous and wonderful it is to be with my son again.
David's parents were so eager to reconnect with their grandson, they flew down to Florida on Christmas Eve. Sean was already fast asleep. David was beaming.
And he says, "Can you believe he's in there?" He says, "I can't believe he's in there. I keep going and looking and touching him. I can't believe he's here."
You'll never be able to top this Christmas, David, I'll tell you that much.
Never.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
On Christmas Day, David's sister Leslie, her husband, and their 2 children arrived.
It's great to have him back, and I might have scared him because when I saw him, I just gave him such a tight hug.
Let me get one too.
Sean's cousin Coltrane is almost the same age as Sean, and despite not having seen each other since they were 4 years old, the two became instant pals. Sometimes it's hard to remember that at the center of all the attention, there's just a regular 9-year-old boy. And for David, each moment with Sean, no matter how mundane, seemed like a gift.
He was getting into bed last night, and I looked at him, and and he did one of those and got up and brushed his teeth. So it's nice that he's still a child, and he needs help, and I'm here to give it to him and love every second of it.
For David's family, Sean's return is a completion of their family circle.
Have you seen pictures of your father at this age? You look just like him, doesn't he?
Kids being kids, Sean and his cousins took charge of the place, running around the hotel room, shooting toy guns, and playing basketball, using their grandfather's outstretched arms for a hoop.
I'm Pop-Up, and he's little buddy. Oh, it's so great. It's wonderful. And what's really so wonderful is watching my son, David. He's been a mope for 5 years. Now he's like glowing. It's wonderful. You got him captured now. I got him. Why don't you give him a kiss while you got him down there?
They say kids are resilient, and on the surface at least, Sean seemed to be taking everything in stride. Eating ice cream, playing pinball in the amusement park's arcade, hopping on all the daredevil rides, and shooting hoops with his dad, just like they had on that very first visit in Brazil almost a year before. Still, for all the happy moments, David sensed a bit of distance from Sean.
The first time you saw him, February 9th, there was a bond. You talked about it, people saw it. He hugged you, he asked you to hug him with maximum force.
Maximum force. Yes.
Have you seen a change in him in terms of the way he looks at you since then?
Yes, that day was beautiful. It was beautiful. I was dad to him. And he's now a bit timid. He hasn't given me a maximum force. And I'm not going to make him, of course, and I want to just go and squeeze him, but it's only been, a day and a half. And he did give me a mini force this morning.
A little hug?
Yeah.
Do you get the feeling that at one moment he has a warmth towards you, and then the next sees you almost as the enemy?
He pulls away.
Yeah.
Well, they've told him I'm the enemy for so long that I'm the bad guy. And I can see he does struggle with that.
The years they spent apart weigh heavily on David. Though he's glad Sean appears so calm, he worries that his son has yet to get upset and wonders if this is a sign that he hasn't fully processed all that's happened.
It would be natural for him to be crying. It would be normal for him to be crying. And is he just so, closed it all in right now? There's got to be pain. There's got to be pain hidden in there. I hope he can, in a very short time, open up to me, and will open up to me in a short time. But I'll be patient.
You're good at being patient.
Sometimes you have no choice, and you learn patience.
Has he called you Dad yet?
No. No, he hasn't this time yet, and I think he's struggling with that.
Have you called him son?
Oh, yeah. I've called him son, I've called him buddy.
Determined not to let any bitterness get in the way of Sean's healing, David immediately allowed Sean to contact his grandmother in Brazil.
We landed, and here's my phone. Text your grandma and let her know you're okay.
When you landed in the States, you
Yes.
had Sean do that?
Yes. And yesterday for Christmas, here's my phone. Call them up and wish them a Merry Christmas.
A first step in a long journey ahead.
The hard work, in some ways, is only just beginning.
Exactly, and that's why I still can't be so celebratory, and I will remain focused on him and to help him as best I can be as a loving dad.
But for now, this was heaven. 3 days of family togetherness and joy. Soon it would be home to New Jersey, where Sean would finally see his old bedroom again and pet his old cat, Tui. But going home would also bring renewed controversy, with the Brazilian family reaching out yet again to stake their claim on Sean. Coming up, while the family in Brazil keeps up the battle, back home in New Jersey, the father-son bond grows stronger.
Do you remember that chair? Yeah. Do you remember these?
When Dateline continues.